our students to speak at this graduation ceremony. We felt that it was important for you, the families and friends and graduates, to hear some of the personal experiences and challenges that some of these students encouraged during their full-time study program at Willis College. For many, returning to the classroom as an adult was a very difficult decision. A decision that suggested for 1 year that they would have no lives and would literally marry the Willis College family. Many had to hold down part-time jobs, full-time responsibilities as volunteers within the communities. During this past year, many faced personal and professional challenges just to stay within their chosen programs. Many not only learned new skills, but they also learned a lot about themselves. This evening we will hear from 2 students. Our first speaker of the evening is Mr. Simon Hall.
As much as Martin and I had discussed this moment for a few weeks anyways, trying to put pen to paper was just an impossibility. So I'm kind of going to ad-lib this in some respects. My journey started 10 years ago. I ended up waiting for hip surgery and finding out that physical labor was no longer an everyday thing for me. So we waited, and we ended up getting the surgery. And after that point, it really set in that my physical aspects couldn't be handled. I needed to change what I did. I ended up stopping in at Willis College, and through the good work of the people at On Track, got me into this program to change, like I said, to choose a more sedentary way of doing things. From the point that I started this, I set a goal for myself in the sense that I would finish it and I would do the absolute best that I could. And it was a lot of work, a lot of 1 o'clock in the mornings, a lot of 2 o'clock in the mornings, and then up at 7, get kids off to school. Some weeks were very tiring, not to mention all the other things that go along with the house, because my wife unfortunately was working shift work at the time. So basically it was all left up to me in some ways. But yet through it all, through that 10 years, I've ended up here. Learned a lot along the way about perseverance, about setting your goals and working towards them. A lot of people I'd like to thank along the way. I mean, On Track for one. Joanne just couldn't have done enough for me. The people of Willis College, what can I say? My classmates. Also a great thank you to the town of Smith Falls and Mr. Bob Cheatham. The time I spent with them was very enlightening, and I learned a lot. I'm somewhat at a loss for words in the sense that I finally reached the end of this road. But in the words of a Chinese leader, these are but the first steps in the voyage of 1,000 miles. And I truly believe that. I got my diploma in the mail, and there was something inside that stirred when I got that piece of paper. And it wasn't a piece of paper that said, I could do this. It was more so that that piece of paper said to me that I'd accomplished something that I put my mind to. It gave me something that for the better part of a few years I hadn't had, and it gave me the self-confidence to be able to go out and do what I wanted to do. not what I had to do. And that in itself is very liberating, and that in itself is a reward all on its own. With or without the diploma, the confidence that comes along with knowing that I set a goal, I finished it, and I achieved it, is liberating all on its own. I found myself looking at jobs on the internet and what have you, and it was, at one point years before, it was, I can't do that, I can't do that. And now it was, I can do that, I can do that. And that's a very liberating feeling. So to all those people, and I'd especially like to thank my wife and my kids, who without them, I am nothing. But to everybody, too numerous to mention. And especially Martin for his sarcasm. Yeah, missed that all right. To all, I mean, thank you for everything, and for your generosity, your guidance. To all of you, thank you very much.